Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade
the
in the
City.
City.
I'm Treese,
It's Nels.
and we are getting right back into Married at First Sight. You know, I am excited. I think Chris found his balls this episode. I don't know, because I even didn't finish watching it just to let the element of surprise really hit me so you can get my real reaction, right? But I've heard the streets is talking, and I am excited about this episode. So let's not waste no time. Oh, by the way, I'm Treese. I think she said it's Nails. I don't even remember because I was so excited. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's get shady.
So, Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight. This cast. Jesus. Everybody leaving Puerto Rico. Oh, you know what? I just realized Chris is on the bus too. I didn't realize he was on the bus with Alyssa sitting all the way up here
in the
like
front. That's
3-4 seats away from his ass.
Probably sitting with their partner.
Exactly. But everybody's leaving Puerto Rico. I think they're like, kind of happy and sad at the same time. Of course, they're sad as fuck to leave Puerto Rico. Why wouldn't you be?
Paradise.
But, exactly. But they're happy to get home and, most of them anyway, to start their new lives.
Their new journey. Yeah.
Exactly. So, Noi and Steve, they've touched down, they're checking out the new apartment. They love it. It's effing beautiful. Noi, says that she's a little bit nervous about, them having like matching quirks, I guess, little shit that, might get on each other's nerves. And
as she should be, because apparently she knows she has them.
She also lets us know that she has a dog that Steve needs to be.
What's the name? The dog's name?
Sushi. Sushi. That Steve has to get along with, because if he doesn't.
No offense. That's so cliche.
What?
You Asian and you gonna name your dog Sushi?
Oh, that. Actually, I thought it was cute.
It was, but it's like, really?
I thought it was cute. I didn't expect the dog named Sushi to look the way the dog looks. But, I mean,
I expected it to be like a long Chihuahua or something. But
is it weird? I expected it to be like a lighter color dog.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I'm saying I'm in agreement. I didn't expect Sushi to look like that. Go ahead.
So, down in the bottom right is Noi's apartment. This is where she's introducing Steve and Sushi, introducing them to each other. She's like,
he's like,
damn it, y'all need to get along. Hold my baby. She lets him know that he has 3 beds in the house, not including the main bed that she sleeps in. And apparently this is a thing for her. Her dog sleeps with her. Basically, Steve got to get on board, or he needs to get the fuck out and get stepping, because that's just what it is. Now, Steve's thing is cleaning up the dog shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not that bitch.
Janelle, she lets the natural fertilizer just lay in the earth. She ain't picking it up.
This is why my dog is not with me. Okay. Although I don't think my mother does it either. I'm sure she doesn't pick up my dog shit, but I'm sure she doesn't. I mean, listen, it's different with your baby. You wiping your own baby's ass. Who the fuck really wants to do that either? But you don't want your baby to get diaper rash. But what we don't want to do is reach into the grass and pick up your dog's shit. Like, but you know what though? They got little shit you can fucking hang from your dog's tail and shit. And I don't know, but I feel Steve with this, how he gets grossed out about it. I don't even want to hold a bag of shit. I could just only imagine. It's just, whatever. Okay. So then to the bottom left, we have Steve's little bachelor pad where, he has nunchucks and barbells all over the fucking place. And LED lights. I mean,
he was very happy, but I told Nels, I thought Noi would have liked this because when she becomes noisy and likes to dance around, like for me, because I have another person that comes out and I do concerts in the middle of my house by myself and I turn into Beyonce. Absolutely. I would have loved them LED lights.
I can understand like a stage or something, but LED lights, I don't know. Like I said, my daughter is young and she has LED lights all through her room. It just,
don't do that.
It just gives
LED lights. Nails.
I am with Noi on this one. I feel like it's childish. It does not make your apartment look cute. It makes it look like it's a clubhouse. Okay. The He-Man Woman Haters Club. Okay.
And what I love is when he's like, well, should we go ahead and take them down? Or do you want to buy a whole new ones for all the rooms in the new apartment? I said, yes, Steve. Now, I don't think they need to be in every room, but if they wanted to be in the living room, I wouldn't be mad at that.
And then he has ones that blink and dance and all type. Sir, I can understand like if they, I don't know, like if they were like, classy, or like maybe you did like a strip in the kitchen or something like that underneath the cabinets.
Okay, yes,
something
they have
like
to be placed well. I get what you're saying.
He has them all around the fucking house. But see, I wouldn't even want colored ones. I wouldn't want some shit that change colors and dance and shit. I would just want like lights for like underneath my cabinets and shit in the kitchen so that it looks nice. Not like we're walking into a little kid's clubhouse.
Well, that's how you can also tell that he's been a bachelor for a while, because that's like real old school. That's why when old niggas used to turn off the lights,
like it's the boom boom room.
Yeah, you got what velvet sheets and whatnot,
the waterbed and shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it gives, Steve.
So basically, Dr. Cal asked them, how's everything going? How's the relationship going? And they're up here talking in the top right. And basically, they're like, we hit the ground running. Like, I saw her. I got the thumbs up from my homeboy. I saw her up close and personal. I thought she was fly. She definitely got the thumbs up from me because she fine. We got a lot of shit in common. We both want kids. Problem is, she want 2 and I want 3. She want 3 and I want 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a deal breaker, apparently, for Noi. She is not trying to compromise. She is dead set on them 3 kids. And Pastor Cal was like, hold up, like that's what you won't compromise? Like that's what it is? Like, please make it make sense. So, Dr. Cal, he breaks it down to her after Steve does as well. And lets her know, sometimes life happens. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you may get a special needs child that takes the energy of all 3 children.
Exactly. Well, not even that. I love when Pastor Cal broke it down to her on a whole nother level, because I hate to see women do this, because there's so many women that would be happy to get 1 child.
Exactly. Yeah, he said something. He's like,
it'd be like, what happens if you can't have another one? What if it's just not? And honestly, I'm sorry. Yes, I have 1. I do want another one. But if that is not in God's plan for me, I am willing to accept that and be thankful for the one that he gave me.
Mm-hmm. She expressed that the reason that she even wants 3 children is because her family all have 3 children, and it worked out really nice for them. And this is her idea, her vision of the perfect family. Ma'am, just have 1 first, because 1 will get you tired as hell. Okay. You all energized and hyped out. Y'all like to hike and adventure and all types of shit. Guess what? Trust me, 1 alone is gonna slow your ass the fuck down. Okay. We'll see if you hell bent on having 2 more, after that. So then Dr. Cal speaks on, of course, what we all wondering about, the finances. what the fuck Steve gonna do about a goddamn job?
I said that. I've been saying
Sir,
that.
we know you have the credentials. We know that you can get the money. And this is actually what Steve said. He said, basically he's doing freelance work right now. And he can get a job whenever he wants to. But I'm guessing he's choosing not to. So, Dr. Cal lets her know, like, you need to break it down to him and let him know, like, why this is such a big deal for you. And she's like, it scares me. It scares me. I don't want to have to worry about money. She still doesn't really go into detail like she did with Dr. Cal, but I mean, we know her history. We know that she's lived in a refugee camp and things like that. And I can only imagine. She said there was no running water. Like, she had 2 shirts, and like, I can only imagine as a child what that does to you. Because as a child, children that grew up broke, our type of broke, they didn't know that they was broke.
Right.
So to be a child and know that you're growing up broke,
yeah,
that's totally different. So I can understand why it upsets her so much, why she's so serious about it, why she apparently works so hard, why she doesn't want to have to worry about money. And sir, if you have the motherfucking credentials to do so, you sound like a fucking idiot talking about, oh, well, I don't want to, I don't want to stop my dreams and my creativity. Nigga, do that shit on the side. The fuck? People work full-time jobs and still have time for their fucking hobbies.
Start a YouTube, Steve. Just saying. Vlog.
We do this shit with our full-time job, nigga.
And trust me, it ain't easy.
And we got kids. You ain't even there yet.
We ain't even added that to the equation yet.
Exactly. I don't know. It just kind of pissed me off because at the end of the, their last scene, he basically said that, he's not sure if he's willing to make that sacrifice.
He's not willing to grow up. And I sense that early
with the LED lights.
Well, see, I sensed that when he first came and then his parents was like, when you gonna get a job? It's not just noise. He's been hearing it. Even his parents are like, nigga, go get a job.
I don't know. It's crazy because it shouldn't take you having a wife to make that sacrifice. Nobody wants to be, okay, now that I'm in your life, now you want to make all these changes and you want to grow the fuck up. No, we want you there already, nigga. Just like a motherfucker want to marry a wife, nigga, we want to marry a husband. Woo. We want you to already be a husband. Nobody wants to play fucking Bob the Builder.
Not Bob the Builder, bitch. So, Katina goes to visit Olajuwon's house, this beautiful home that we see up here at the outside.
Oh, wait. Because I wanted to touch on something while they were still in the apartment.
Okay.
This motherfucker said that he was making peanut butter sandwiches in the morning for breakfast, but he can't do that anymore because he's married. Nigga, why not? Why? Why are you trying to bother me while I'm fucking asleep in the goddamn bed? We know you ain't making no motherfucking breakfast. So why the fuck you need to bother me? Nigga, make your ass a motherfucking peanut butter fucking sandwich like you been doing, bitch. Cause you married. I can't do that because I'm married now. Let me tell you something. Katina, I love her. I love her because she's patient. She a little too soft for me. But she patient. I would have gotten that ass. She'd have been like, I want a divorce.
Divorce.
Go ahead.
So,
move on to the house.
She goes to the house, which we see pictured above and below us here. And
like two different houses.
And the outside of the house looks beautiful. Now the inside, Katina gave it an 8 for the house, but the decor she gave a 5. He has the coffee curtains, which I'm not gonna lie to y'all, my grandmother still uses those patterns, so that's what lets me know that they're a little bit older. Po Olajuwon. Clearly it means something to him because he's like, it all goes together. I don't understand the problem. It all ties in.
Look, already walking in that house with all that wood. I was like, the fuck? That to me, that gives old.
So Olajuwon lets her know that he has never introduced any woman into his home. And although she may not be,
I said I can tell.
Yeah. And although she may not be feeling the decor, I think she just suggests something as simple as painting. And he's like, great, that doesn't even go together. It won't go with the countertops. And then he's like, and she's like, well, that will just have to be changed. And he was not feeling that. And this is the reason we see why Olajuwon has been single for so long and just running through bitches, because he likes how he lives. He knows everything. You can't tell him nothing. So of course, allowing a woman to come in and alter his home, his space, is just too much for him. And I don't know how long Katina's going to deal with that bullshit, just being honest.
Well, she's already said that she's going to need to be able to make changes to feel comfortable in the home that they share. So
then we see their sit down with Pastor Cal. And basically, he goes in immediately on Olajuwon's pressure of Katina and her cooking skills. And he was like, you never said that was that was not a deal breaker when we talked. And he's like, oh, I know, but now that I got
it's important. It's important.
Pastor Cal lets him know he's being a little bit of a Neanderthal. And that's how he looks. And I love that he used that word. And he says after seeing the honeymoon, he asks Katina, he's like, well, do you feel like you have a voice in this marriage? Do you feel like you can speak up for yourself? And Katina sits there and lies. And I love when Pastor Cal told her, you don't have to cover for him. Speak the truth. And he's like, because when I watched the video of y'all riding horses, it was a bit much. And she told you she was nervous and you weren't listening to her, basically. And he lets Katina know that you need to have a voice and you need to feel like you're being heard in this marriage. That's just as important as you meeting his needs. So he asked about their sex life and whether they've consummated the relationship. Olajuwon basically goes on to, or they both confirm that no, they have not had sex yet. He says why, and basically Olajuwon's like, I guess I'm why. And he's like, well, why are you the reason? And he's like, because, I just feel like I want to get to know her better. And God forbid it didn't work out. He doesn't want.
It sounded like he was going to say, like, he didn't want to look a certain way.
He didn't want to look a certain way. Like he tore down and didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Cal lets him know that's exactly the problem. And if you're going into it with that mind frame, Michael, that's exactly what it's going to create and what it's going to be.
You just call him Michael.
Because I see a similar narrative going.
Because he's being negative?
Yes. And you know how I can shade the fuck out of motherfuckers, but I'll try to do it positively. Right? So basically, after we learn they haven't consummated the marriage, and once Olajuwon tells us his fears, basically he's like, oh, now I got the green light. I think.
Well, Pastor Cal also lets him know, like, the way you're coming off could make her feel like you're not sexually attracted to her. And she confirms that is the way it made her feel. And we know that that's not the case because he's a bit of a hoe.
Which is so crazy because I guess maybe because I'm such an affectionate person. So the way he's always hugging up on her and cuddling her, I would be like, well, why are we not doing it? But he does so many other things that I think that wouldn't have never crossed my mind that maybe he's not sexually attracted.
But you know what though? I think that's because that's your love language. Because to me, that wouldn't mean shit.
Oh.
It wouldn't mean shit. It would just mean it would just mean that you're an affectionate person. You just want to be on my ass. It doesn't mean that you're sexually attracted to me, that you want to have sex with me, it just means that you just want to be on my ass. So it
just means you're clingy. Is that
basically. That's what it would mean to me.
You're an asshole, so I'm clingy, bitch. I'm clingy. Is that what it's giving? It's giving clingy.
I cannot answer that for you. Okay.
You know what?
I cannot answer that for you. That's a question for Mello, not for me. Okay. I do not know. But I thought it was funny because, you know, Pastor Kyle was just like, don't do it because of me. Like, I ain't trying to force
I got my own thing at home.
You know what I mean? And, you know, Elijah is basically like, well, I got his blessing. I got the green light. So I don't know. It sounds like it might be on tonight. Okay?
I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go right now. Whew. Mark and Lindsay.
Whole lot.
You want to start off or you want me to do it?
Go ahead. You can start off. Yeah.
So Mark and Lindsay move into their apartment. She can't wait to get to her apartment so she can bring back water bottles so they can practice sustainability. Right? She said this. They try to get in bed, but they're laughing the whole time. It's just a lot. It's a lot. You want somebody that makes you laugh, right? While you're going to sleep. Sometimes I just want to go to fuck to sleep, right? And that's what Mark was giving, but he couldn't because Lindsay kept smiling up in his face. So that's what it is.
Is it important to have somebody that'll make you laugh when you're going to sleep?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, because she was like, when we're going to sleep, and I was like, no, bitch, I want somebody to rub my head when I'm going to sleep.
Rub my booty or something. I ain't got
right. The fuck.
Exactly. So we see Lindsay and Mark go into his apartment in their protective suits and their gloves. And as they're going through his things, and she's just chucking stuff. Now, Nels may have a very different opinion than I do. I felt in this moment, as much as I am a Lindsay fan, I felt in this moment that we learned that she likes to micromanage. Even if you look at this photo in the left bottom corner, as they were brushing their teeth before they left the apartment. And she's like, you should brush your teeth like this. You shouldn't do it like this. And I'm like, and then we got to get you water bottles to practice sustainability. I got different sizes. It was like, bitch, chill the fuck out. It was a lot. And I get it. She sees it as I'm being helpful. I'm making your life better. We're protecting the environment. Calm the fuck down. That's what it gave me. And I actually like her. I was a little bit annoyed by just everything that she kept picking at, everything that she had to say. Yes, his house is nasty. As Nels would say, it looked like Joe's apartment. And Mark, you can't blame the fact that your apartment was nasty as AF on the fact that you had bed bugs. No, there was shit on the walls. There was, first of all, you had 3 damn cats. So let's not sit here and act like your apartment was that fucking clean. Okay, because you had 3 fucking cats.
And I'm confused does it even qualify as an apartment? Because it looked like an attic.
Might have been that too. So you got 3 fucking cats in an attic. But anyway.
Or as Lindsay said, a what? An infested, dilapidated apartment. It was bad. I don't know. It was nasty. It was
nasty, but I just didn't like, I felt like her help. You don't want somebody to help you that's going to throw it back in your face.
You feel like that's what she was doing?
I think that's what she will do.
Well, you also don't want to help someone who doesn't appreciate the help.
Well, as he said, he's like, I appreciate the help, but I want to be able to instruct her on what I want to happen, not her just throwing shit out and, making decisions.
Guess what, nigga? You got bed bugs crawling through all this shit. All this shit is trash any fucking way.
See, I told y'all Nels was going to feel differently.
All that shit is trash. What you're not about to do is instruct me, nigga. If you want to instruct somebody, pay somebody to clean this shit up. I'm here out the kindness of my motherfucking heart. You ain't about to instruct me to do shit. Because for real, I'll wait in the car for your motherfucking ass.
Well,
pay somebody to do that shit.
Well, so then Mark goes to Lindsay's apartment where she has several plants that she's named and talks to. She shows off her squat pot from India.
She so did.
And then what I did not like, when your attic or whatever you got, Mark, going on, and you want to shit on her little kitchen and say that it looks like, basically he looks
it wasn't
like
just her
a 4-year
kitchen.
old playset.
It wasn't even just the kitchen. It wasn't just the stove. He was just like, yeah, your place is very Lindsay. It's very, but he said it in a very
condescending,
negative, condescending tone. So my thing is, her place was actually bright. It actually looked clean. And you know how I feel about the wood look. It looks dark and dingy, and her place was not giving that. So I felt her when she said, if he wants to talk about my place, he's whack as fuck, because nigga, your place was fucking infested with motherfucking bugs and dilapidated. The nerve of you.
So then once we get past the apartments, it seems like there's a bit of a disconnect. We see Lindsay speaking to the camera after she's like burning sage or something in the apartment. She's really in touch. This is why I like her, but sometimes I feel like she's so out of touch. So she's basically saying that Mark is going through a lot of stress with his landlord, and she just cannot handle how hot.
And also, I think the grandmother was like 70 pounds or something like that. Like she got down to like 70 pounds. Like there's a lot that he was going through at the time.
Got it.
But he's not handling it very well. He's hot and cold, apparently.
Okay, well then let's just get into the meat and potatoes of it all, since Nels wants to bring that up. So Pastor Cal comes over and basically Mark says Lindsay speaks to him in a condescending way. Mm-hmm. Lindsay feels she's not getting the best version of him. Again, micromanaging. Mm-hmm. I would hate to work for her. She says Mark went from all to nothing. Now, after Nels explained that to me, I am a very, very affectionate person. I'm very affectionate. But I also can appreciate and understand that people deal with emotional trauma and shit differently. And you expecting me to lay in the bed with you and then want to do it when I have my grandmother on my mind, the landlord calling me, blowing me up. No, when we were in paradise, yeah, that shit was cool. And even then, he still had shit going on. But now that I'm back home, it's real. Now that you said that, it makes sense to me why he's like, I'm just trying to slow down a bit. We just got back into the thick of things. I'm in all this shit. And because I don't want to do it to you, now it's a problem. Now I don't know. I can understand why he's like, hold the fuck on. Let me be me. Let me feel how I feel right now. Let me process my feelings. It has nothing to do with you. You're taking it personal and it ain't got shit to do with you. I'm still holding her hand. I'm still being affectionate. But because, and that she even said he went from.
No, she actually said that he won't even hold her hand. But, so I don't feel like really anyone initially was wrong, right? Okay. He's going through what he's going through. He's used to dealing with this shit on his own. And this is new. This is new for him. And it is hard to let someone in and just help you and take over. It's great. It's nice that you want to. And I appreciate it. But I have the way I like my things done, the way I like them done, just like his apartment, right? So Lindsay, being his brand new wife, trying to help him out, even extending her place with fucking bug infested shit. Like, I feel where she's coming from, and I don't feel like she's coming from a bad place. I feel like she's trying to help him, but she feels like, even with all I'm doing, I'm still getting the short end of the stick. I'm still getting the side of you, the side of you that's like unappreciative, the side of you who's emotionally unavailable right now. And I feel like she's trying to be understanding with everything that he's going through, but it's like, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm trying to help you. Why are you being this way towards me? Right. And I said all the time, people really do respond to shit differently. Yeah. And it sucks because they're trying to get to know each other. They're in a brand new marriage or in a brand new relationship. So it sucks that the timing of all this shit is happening, right? And it's easy to say, yeah, just give them space, just give them space. But these are not people that have been in a relationship for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You know what I mean? To be like, yeah, I can give him space and he'll come back. Because we've been through shit like this. This is what, day 11? So I don't feel like either one of them are wrong. They're valid in both of their feelings. But it's just something they're just going to have to work through because they're married. But I don't feel like either one of them are wrong. I don't feel like she's wrong for trying to help. And I don't feel like he's wrong. No, I don't think she's
wrong for trying to help. I think people can overly. And it's like, no, I'm good. Let me deal with things how I.
And that's what he's expressing right now. But I feel like she felt like as a wife, it's my job to help.
And I can understand that aspect too. So hats off to Nels for a little therapy session. We love it.
Jasmine and Michael.
I'm gonna let Nels get this one because I'm going in. And she gonna go home.
All right. So basically, they have a conversation about, living with the opposite sex. And, Jasmina lets it be known that, hey, I'm not worried about living with a man because I have a male roommate. You know what I mean? Lived with him before, lived with him now. Have you ever lived with a woman? No, never. That's new territory for me. Y'all stick a pin in that. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Y'all stick a pin in that. All right. So basically, Jasmina lets him know, I need to go handle shit with my dog. What's her name? Fina or something like that. Her dog, and get her into like a new kennel or whatever. She's got to get her into a little new doggy
daycare.
Exactly.
So she's very
she's gonna leave for a couple days.
Let's watch the dog.
What'd you say?
She said she's very careful about the doggy school. You wouldn't send your child to just any school, so you can't send her.
Okay, I put Feeny as a dog's name.
Yeah, something like that. Phoebe. I thought it was Phoebe.
Girl, don't give me the line. Okay. So basically, she's like, I need to go figure things out with that. But it's a benefit to her that she gets a breather away from Michael and his bullshit. Okay. And Michael is worried because he's like, he just thinks that she just wants space. So they go over to Michael's apartment, which you can see here in the top left. Okay. They go to Michael's apartment, and she's positive. She wants to start over. She wants them to click again like they did on their wedding night. And she's like, once I say I'm starting over, like that's what it is. I'm starting over. Mm-hmm. She goes into his apartment, sees a picture, a naked painting of some bitch. So what the fuck is this?
He's like, my friend painted. It's nobody in particular.
We don't trust you, Michael. We don't trust you no more. So she's like, well, where's your roommate's room? Because all your stuff might be hiding in there. You ain't really got shit in here. Where's your roommate's room? Then she finds crystals, which, I mean, I don't want to be judgy, but that's not normally a guy thing, right? She finds crystals, and she finds like a golf little play set. She's like, whose is this? Oh, that belongs to my roommate. Well, where's your roommate? So where's your roommate? Around. No, the bitch is in the next room. Up here, going in and out the motherfucking door. It's a female, y'all.
But he never lived with a female before, y'all.
It's a female. And she's like, oh, your roommate's a girl? You didn't mention that. Oh, it never came up. I wish Jasmina would have said it actually came up yesterday. But what she said was, I mean, a great time to tell me was when I told you I had a male roommate at our wedding, and shows you who he was. You literally bald-faced lied and said you do not have a female roommate. You never lived with a woman, and that is new territory. That would have been it for me. That would have been it for me, because it's not that you live with a female roommate. It is the fact that you felt the need to lie about it. You lied about it as if there was something to hide. Like this was some bitch you was fucking. And this rude ass bitch ain't even come out and say hi to me.
And let's be reminded, that none of his roommates came to the wedding, as far as we know.
It's probably because she salty you on the show, nigga. Because you was fucking her. She could be an ex that's now your roommate. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. Whew. But anyway, so they get back to the, to the apartment, and he makes a comment like, "Oh, it'd be great to see how we do living together." And she's, yeah, nigga. So she's like, I think I missed something. Did you say that you had a female roommate? And he's like, did I say a? No, I have two roommates. Oh, you live with two females. Michael, let me tell you something. Jasmine, you to go. Cause for real, because
no amount of cameras, no amount of security would have been able to keep me off that ass.
She was like, so if I was just your girlfriend and I didn't live with you, I didn't say shit, I would have never known that you had female roommates. Well, I didn't think it was important to say. Why, nigga? I thought it was important to tell you I had a male roommate. And he's like, it's not like I was trying to hide anything, but that's what it's giving. That's what it seemed like. You felt the need to hide it. One, because you lied about it, and two, because you were actually hiding it. So basically, after that, Pastor Kyle comes through, and he asked them, like, how's everything going? And he notices the awkwardness. And nobody says shit. They're just like, basically. And they basically, Jasmine lets them know, like, shit's just been spiraling since the honeymoon. Like, shit's just been going downhill since the motherfucking honeymoon. Nigga talks to me aggressive. He has a tone, and he yells at me, and he's dumb disrespectful. And Michael is up here arguing that he does not yell, and apparently Jasmina is like, you literally admitted to me that you was wrong, and you yell. You yell at me when you get upset, and you have a history of that. So Michael's up here trying to fight his battle. Oh, I feel like you're using that against me because I told you that I've done that in my past relationship before. No.
Not if you're doing it to me now.
Exactly. Basically. You yell with every fucking conflict. So he's like, oh, well, if I speak to you in a tone that you don't appreciate, just say that. Nigga, don't tell me what the fuck to say. Okay? Don't tell me what the fuck to say. All right? He's like,
Dr. Cal comes in and he says, you need to speak to her like your wife. And basically not a bitch on the street. That's how you need to speak to her.
He basically told him also, you need to be transparent. You understand that, right? And Jasmina, you need to be forgiving. And Jasmina looked like she didn't want to say yes. Like she was like, yes. I've been gone before Pascal got there. But that's just my thoughts.
Woo. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it all. Next.
So, we're going to start off with Chris. He lets us know that basically Alyssa has decided not to move in. And, he was committed from the beginning. So he's moving in. And from what he's heard from the grapevine, the reason why, she felt like they were not a good match is because of tattoos and political views. So Chris goes to meet up with his homeboy.
Oh,
Nick.
hold on. You forgot the best part. Chris says he would love to talk to her about it, but he can't because he doesn't have his wife's phone. Because she requested that if he heard anything about her, to please address her, but he has no way of doing so.
Regardless, even if he did, she's not going to talk about it. They've spoken in person and she doesn't address shit. So, basically, Chris goes to meet up with his homeboy, Nick. And, what were they playing? They were playing whatever.
Ultimate Frisbee or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, that. And, he lets Nick know that basically they weren't compatible because she spoke to her psychic and her psychic said that the guy was supposed to have an eagle tattoo. And Nick and his shady ass.
I'm here for
like,
Nick.
No. He was like,
no, most sense.
He said, well, maybe there's an 80-year-old war vet out there for her. But only the psychic will be able to let her know that.
Mm-hmm.
So we also find that, his best friend is a police officer. And apparently that's one of the reasons why Alyssa doesn't feel that they're compatible, because he posted something about on social media about defunding the police. She met up with her mother and, Josie, and they're discussing why it didn't work out or why, they're not compatible. And what she said she envisioned at the end of the aisle was a cowboy. Are there cowboys in Boston? Trish, you been there? Is there cowboys in Boston? You saw cowboys?
Many of them. I didn't see many of them. No, I don't think I saw one.
So the mother expressed, he seems like a great guy. He's cute. Oh, but you don't know how he treated me.
It's, you know what it is? And I understand that
he likes to debate till the cows come home.
I understand that Alyssa's mother has not seen the footage yet, but it's the coddling for me. There's a reason why she is this way. It's the coddling. She didn't get like this. It starts at home. So the reason she's a brat and feels like, oh, when things don't go her way and whatever the case may be, and she should still be able to get her way, her mother just displayed why she is the way she is, or part of the reason why she is the way she is. I'm sorry, Josie, but you need to take accountability for your child and what you brought into this world, because she's not a good person.
Okay. So Josie asked Alyssa, and this is probably the most that we've heard from Alyssa. Clearly, Chris needed Josie there to get answers from Alyssa. Okay. She asked her, so what core values were you looking for that you felt like he didn't have? Well, his lack of respect for others, which I didn't see. I don't know what she's talking about.
Your bitch ass out, but he didn't.
And he posted defunding the police on social media, and you know how I feel about law enforcement. So basically Josie's like, so what do you need in order to stay in this relationship? I need trust, honesty, respect, and good communication. Bitch, the fucking nerve of you.
When you won't speak.
I'm not mentally prepared to discuss this. And honesty, bitch. At what point were you honest and let this motherfucker know the real reason you didn't want to be in a relationship with him? At what point?
Besides, I feel like I've been robbed, gypped, and everything else. But you have yet to tell him why you feel you've been robbed, or we're just not compatible. But what are we not compatible on? You gave your mother more than you ever gave your husband.
So she comes by the apartment to meet up with Pastor Cal. They all have a sit down, and basically, those were actually Chris's words. He lets Pastor Cal know that, these are words that she's used, that she felt robbed and gypped by the matchmaking. And she finally says that she didn't see it. There was no physical attraction. Initially, there was no physical attraction, but she stayed to try to see why, she was set up with him. But then after talking to his friends, she realized that this is not what she wants to be in. Bitch, it don't work that way.
No, what pisses me off is when, and then he holds her feet to the fire, and he's like, but no, Alyssa, you had no interest in getting to know this man. You showed no interest whatsoever. Well, no, with the paddleboarding, and I thought we were having a good time. You already said the only reason you enjoyed that is because you didn't have to be near him. You forget Dr. Cal watches all this footage. You talk about the tennis thing when you had a breakdown and you said you hate him because he was making hand gestures. Make it make sense, Alyssa.
And then these bullshit ass excuses. Oh, we both have two big dogs.
And I'm allergic to dogs, but I have a dog.
I've been around Penelope, my dog, for over 10 years, so that's fine. And I know Husky shed. My thing is, these concerns.
You know what's so fucked up? It's because you can take a pill for that shit now. You really can go get a pill and so you won't be allergic to your animals. That's a real thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So that's what makes it even more disgusting. Because if she my thing, that's what she had to do for her dog. Because if you were really allergic, you wouldn't be able to have the dog.
My problem is these concerns that you have were never brought up. You were never mentally prepared to discuss it.
And how for somebody who rescues dogs? Okay.
So basically, he asked Chris, what great did you see in her? Did you find any great qualities in her? And he's like, I've always said that she's impressive. And on paper, we match. And Dr. Cal agreed. He said, exactly. That's why we put you guys together. So regardless, Alyssa, to what you think, the paperwork that you guys both gave shows that you would be a great fucking match. Yeah. So basically he said, what do you need to move forward? And Mr. Chris over here let them balls drop and said, today is my decision day. I want a divorce.
Checkmate, bitch. And Alyssa's sitting up there.
Crying, though?
I love it.
Why she start crying?
It was for the drama of it all. The same way she was crying when she was screaming she hated him and he didn't do shit to her.
I worked so hard to get here. I never thought I'd be in this situation.
And I love what Chris said. He said, she's here for a lot of reasons, but it's not a marriage. Chris, they better put some motherfucking respect on your name.
Put some respect on my name.
I love, and you know what? Because I guess this has never happened in this franchise history, and so many people have stuck it through. I think that was so dope.
That basically, look, you know what? Deadass, if I stopped watching it today, I would be okay. That made the season for me.
Yeah.
But you know what this, let me tell you.
Honestly, I don't know if I'm here for Yasmina Michael no more. I think that he's gonna stress her the fuck out. I think that she likes to hold on to shit. Katina and Olajuwon, I don't even know about them no more because he knows everything. You can't tell him shit and nobody wants to be able to know it all. And Noi and Steve are too stuck in their own shit, as compatible as they are. He wants to not work and she wants a whole husband and kids, and sounds like she wants to eventually be a housewife, and you can't do that with a nigga that don't want to work.
Man,
I actually give Mark and Lindsay the best chance of getting over their shit, but Lindsay got to stop drinking long enough for Mark to see
that. Well, I guess that gives us an idea of what happens next episode.
I'm just saying, y'all. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys
for joining us for another review of Married at First Sight. As I have stated before, nephew Tommy, they need your help. Not that you are not doing a good job, Pastor Cal. We love you as well. But yeah, no, I don't, because again, I feel like it should have been Pastor Cal that kicked her off the show and said, you don't need to be here. But I get it. That's not your job, right? And so maybe that's why we need somebody a little more cutthroat to be like, but you're wasting time. And we're here for marriage. We're not here to,
pussy. They didn't know if he wanted to make it work. If he wanted to continue to try.
Chris said, put some respect on my name. Right. So thank you guys. Please make sure before you leave that you like the video,
comment,
subscribe,
and hit the notification bell.
And make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. And we will catch you next week for another episode.
And I just want to say, Shade Squad, we love you. We see our family growing and we so appreciate it. We love you.
Shade Squad, so let's keep it going. We're almost at 100 and we're excited. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Love you. Mwah.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!